don't know if my testers just went live on YouTube. I was just testing the mic. And I think that might have gone live on YouTube, so I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure how to check that. Anyway, this is my first live stream on YouTube, so please do bear with me because this is all kind of new. I think my testers did just go live if I'm right. Anyway, I'm also getting a warning from YouTube that my video resolution is not correct, but I don't really know how to change that, so we're just gonna carry on and let me know if it looks and sounds okay, if anybody is watching, because I didn't give any warning for this YouTube live stream. I just thought, oh, I'm just gonna test it and go for it, because if I am doing loads of stuff wrong, then at least not too many people will see it. Oh, okay, yay, Keith and Els are here. Thank you for tuning in, guys. That's good. So I thought I would start by saying off a sort of belated happy Easter to everyone, and I hope that everybody's like been able to enjoy the sun. If not actually outside, then just like looking at it streaming through the window is a nice thing. And I've got a new beer. Okay, so I have a feeling that somewhere, someday, I have tried this before, but I didn't make a note in my ale diary, so we're just going to try again, see. This is called Yeasty Boys Gonna Matter Earl Grey IPA. So this is exciting because Earl Grey tea and beer are like my two favourite drinks, and champagne, but can't really be drinking champagne all the time. Would if I could, but it's a bit more expensive. So, oh no, wait, I picked up the wrong drink. We've got my Earl Grey tea here, so that I can, you know, get a flavour for the Earl Grey tea, or not that I need reminding because I drink it all day, every day. And then I can compare the beer with the Earl Grey tea. So I use tea leaves from the East India Tea Company, and I just put like a teaspoon of tea leaves in the bottom of my cup, and then they serve me all day. They don't really float up to the top, so it's fine, and I've become a tea snob that only likes tea leaves. Black, obviously. Black Earl Grey. Okay. Now we're going to try the beer. This is my first sip with you guys. Yeah, see, I was right that I had this vague notion that I was a bit disappointed last time I tried it. And I'm a little disappointed again. I'm only disappointed because my expectations were high that it was going to taste like Earl Grey, but I really can't taste the Earl Grey at all. And I've got a real finely tuned sense of what Earl Grey tastes like, because I have it all the time. Got lots of different varieties in the cupboard, and I just cannot taste the Earl Grey here. It's so funny, when you do a live stream on YouTube, you have to pick a category. So I picked music, but if anybody was watching this now, they'd be like, what is this bullshit? This is not music. It's just watching some randomer drink beer. Yeah, if we put aside the fact that it doesn't do what it says on the can, it's still got quite... I'm not sure, this is not a technical definition for, like, a technical description for beer, but it's what I call a very, like, high flavour. It kind of sits quite sharply at the kind of, at the top of that kind of spectrum of mellow to sharp, and it kind of, like, I feel like it's up here, and it doesn't sort of, it's not smooth, it doesn't kind of glide around. It's got quite an intense carbonation, which is not always my favourite thing. I mean, it's drinkable. I'm going to drink it. You know, waste not, want not. But probably not one that I'll buy again. No offense to the Yeasty Boys. I'm sure they've got other lovely beers. Like I say, I'm sure lots of people would love this beer. It's just that it's not what it says on the tin. That's what. My expectations were too high. Okay, I'm just going to check what Els said. Oh, Els has a beer too. I'll have to cheers you, Els. Cheers. Wimbledon Pale Ale, delivered from the brew around the corner. Lovely citrus taste. Oh, I'll have to try that then if it's a citrus taste. I like a citrus taste. So, cheers. Okay, so I probably should do some music, right? Got my big harp here. It's a lovely spring evening with the sun shining. If anyone has a request, let me know. Otherwise, I thought because I've been all up in the YouTube sphere today and uploaded my new Killers cover, Read My Mind, and we had a little mini watch party because I never give anyone any notice. But it was fun, and so now that's on YouTube now for anyone to go check out. My cover of the Killers' Read My Mind with Christopher Lukins, providing some guitar and piano as well. And so I was like, why don't I do another Killers song? How about I sing a bit of Mr. Brightside? Because, you know, classic Killers, why not just have a Killers Day on my big harp? So let's have a go for it. A go for it? Let's have a try. I don't know. Just, I feel like whatever I do, I'm too short. I'm just going to get a cushion. It doesn't matter how, you know, what I do. I'm just always that bit too short. Anyway, other than playing the harp and getting the right position for the harp, I don't mind my height. But yeah. Okay, here we go. Killers, Mr. Brightside. Coming out of my cage. Oh, I forgot one thing again. We got to make my voice sound nice, haven't we? Well, try. Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine, but it gotta be down, 'cause I want it all. Started out with a kiss, I didn't end up like this. It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now they're going to bed, falling. Oh, I did the words wrong. Now I'm falling asleep. She's calling a cab, he's having a smoke, and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed, and my stomach is sick. It's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now let me go. And I just can't look, it's killing me and taking control. Jealousy, turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullabies, choking on your alibis. But it's just a price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Open up my eager eyes, 'cause I missed the bright side. Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine, but it gotta be down, 'cause I want it all. It started out with a kiss, I didn't end up like this. It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep. I always do that bit wrong. Now I'm falling asleep, and she's calling a cab, he's having a smoke, and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed, and my stomach is sick. It's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now let me go. And I just can't look, it's killing me and taking control. nearly lost my headphones then. They were falling off the back of my head all the way through there. So there you go. I made the same mistake twice. You would think I wouldn't make a mistake like that after playing it so many times, but I clearly haven't had enough beer. That's what it is. The beer will make it better. It really is like a high taste. Can't describe it. Just reading your comments here. Oh, Els is playing Mr. Brightside today. What a coincidence. Ooh. A request for Safe and Sound, Taylor and the Civil Wars. I absolutely love the Civil Wars so much. I was just absolutely obsessed with their album. I just listened over and over, and I absolutely love them. I think I did hear that Taylor and Civil Wars collaboration, but like only once. I don't know why I haven't like delved into that further, so I will definitely look into that. Thank you. The Song of the Water Kelps. Oh, I'm not sure if I know the Song of the Water Kelps. Who sings that? I'm really sorry, I don't know that one. I will look into that one as well. I should do an album of Killers covers. I would happily do an album of Killers covers. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Oh, you know what else I thought would be fun? Was as some of you probably already know, I was fortunate to play Glastonbury last year for the third time, and last year the Killers were headlining, and I was so excited because I've been to Glastonbury 10 times altogether, and the first year I went to Glastonbury was 2005, but I only went on a Sunday ticket because my aunt lives down the road from Glastonbury, so she had some local tickets. So I went on the Sunday and fell in love with Glastonbury, and it's like went so many times ever since. But I missed the Killers that year. They were playing on the Friday, I think, if I remember rightly. They were right before the White Stripes, I think, and I was devastated to miss them. Also, Coldplay was headlining on the Saturday, and I was also devastated to miss them, and Keane the previous day, but I still had a wonderful time on the Sunday. And then the Killers headlined themselves in 2007, and I couldn't go that year because I had a gig myself. I was away singing, and again, devastated. It was an amazing lineup in 2007. I was so sad I missed it, but it was also the muddiest year like ever, so and wet, but I was devastated to miss them then. So I also had tickets to see the Killers once. I couldn't go because I had a gig, and I got tickets again to see them. I couldn't go. So anyway, when they were headlining last year, I was just overjoyed that I was finally going to get to see the Killers. So that's why I was like, oh, let's do a Killers cover. And Chris and I came up with the Read My Mind cover that's now on my channel. You should go and check it out. But I thought it would be fun to share with you a little video of the Killers at Glastonbury last year. So bear in mind, I was talking about being short earlier. I am very short, and my aunt had the great idea to stand on a bucket because she's short as well. So when I stand on a bucket, I am about the same height as everyone else, and it's great because then I can actually see. So this is the video of me standing on my bucket, dancing like nobody's business because the Killers were singing Mr. Brightside at Glastonbury, which was just epic. You can't see me in the video, but the video is like moving a lot because I was dancing a lot. Just it's only like 1 minute, but you see people taking those videos at Glastonbury, and you're like, where do they ever go? Well, you're gonna see it. It's just to give you a flavor of the actual Killers. Okay, here we go. Now, let me So there you go. That was uh that was the Killers at Glastonbury last year. I love Glastonbury so much. I feel like it's my spiritual home, and it just changed everything for me because I'd grown up doing classical music and jazz. My dad's a kind of easy listening jazz pianist, and ballet, and this whole other world. And then I went to Glastonbury. I was already into like listening to some rock music and indie rock and all that. I went to Glastonbury and just changed everything. I was like, that's what I want to do, but it took me loads more years to find the confidence to actually do it. But it was around then that I did take up the bass guitar, and swiftly got distracted by the actual guitar because you can accompany yourself with chords on the actual guitar. Because I had this harp, and you can't really carry this around to gigs, and I play the piano, which you also can't carry to gigs. So that's why I took up the guitar. Learnt the guitar, and I was working in a music shop at the time, and all the guys there were like, "Oh, learn it right-handed. It'd be much easier to learn it right-handed," because I'm actually left-handed. So I did learn it right-handed. I wish I hadn't though, because I am left-handed, and I feel like I should have learned it left-handed. That's the way I wanted to learn it. But anyway, likewise, actually, with the harp, you're supposed to put it on your right shoulder, but I wanted to put it on my left. That's the way I did it. Naturally, I put it on my left shoulder, but I was told you can't put the harp on your left shoulder because that's not how you do it. And I do understand that now, because your right hand plays the high notes, just like on a piano. The high notes are on the right. Your left hand, when you have the harp on your right shoulder, it means that your left hand can reach down to these low notes, the bass notes, like that. And my right hand can't reach those. So that's the reason it goes on your right shoulder. And it's less consequential really with the harp because both hands are quite active. But I do wish that I'd played the guitar left-handed. But never mind. Anyway, those are really tangential. I'm not sure what the right word is. But yeah, that's one of the ways Glastonbury had a big impact on me. And I love Glastonbury so much, and I'm really sad to be missing it this year. But obviously it's the right thing, and hopefully we'll be back next year, and hopefully we'll be there, because I just love it so much. Right. Oh, Charlotte does a great cover of The Killers as well. That's nice. Charlotte, I assume Keith means Charlotte Campbell, who is coming on our Heard live stream tomorrow evening, Tuesday evening. We'll be streaming to our Heard Collective Facebook and YouTube pages at the same time. And Heard is HEARD. It's our collective for women in music. It'll be me, co-founder Daisy Chute, and our special guest Charlotte Campbell. And so tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. UK time. That's Tuesday the 14th of April, I think. And yes, that will be fun, hopefully. We are planning a little joint cover, but we have yet to actually work it out. So there's insight into... you already know, don't you guys, that we do everything very last minute. That keeps you on your toes, keeps the brain fresh. So Michael said Elvis cover of Fools Rush In. Now, oh, hi Michael. I think I'm playing at your wedding next year. It was going to be this year, but now it's next year. That's exciting. Now, when you say Fools Rush In, do you mean Can't Help Falling in Love with You, or Fools rush in where angels fear to tread, and so I come to you, my love, my heart above my head, and so I there's a chance, my love, then I don't care. Something. I don't know. I haven't sung that since I was a teenager. I remember, like, my dad had his jazz busking books out on the piano, so I used to just go and read them. That's how I learned that particular song, but I don't know who sang that, actually. I just remember Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. But I can do Can't Help Falling in Love with You, because that mentions fools as well. Because when it comes to love, aren't we all fools? Wise men say only fools rush in, of course. Well, I'll do that, even if it's not what you meant, because I can't do fools rush in. I remember that fools rush in went... No, don't try it. Yeah, I'll just get it wrong. I won't try it. Can't help falling in love with you. Okay, cool. And Els is liking the harp lesson. Good. Oh, hey, shall I just quickly give you a bit more of a harp lesson? So, obviously, with my small harp here, my baby harpsichord, we have these little levers that change the notes up a semitone, down a semitone, like that. But on this orchestral harp, we have pedals. So, I don't know if you can see these little levers here. They twist. And so... when you're first learning the harp, basically the pedals in the middle position is what we call like the natural notes. Then when you put the pedal up, it flattens it, goes a semitone lower. So if you hear this, B natural, B flat. And the reason that you put the pedal up is you're releasing the string, so it's completely neutral right now. There's no twisty, what do you call these? Twisty things. I'm a great harpist. On the string, so it's flat. Then you put the pedal down one step, and one of these twisty things puts tension on it, so it goes a semitone higher. Then you put the pedal down another step, and now we're doing B sharp. And the other twisty thing, oh my god, I'm such a terrible harpist, I can't remember the name of them, makes it a semitone higher again. So that's, when you first learn the harp, you think, what? Why do you put the pedals up to be flat and down to be sharp? But that's the reason, because you put it down to put more tension on the string, and when you shorten a string it gets higher, of course. So there you go. Not sure anybody wanted that harp lesson, but there you go. So now I'm going to move my pedals so that we're in D major for our Elvis cover of Can't Help Falling in Love with You. Okay, I've actually never played this on the big harp. It's a first. This will be fun. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with you. I need to actually, I should start practicing things before I decide to do them live on the internet, because that will be a lot of fun to do with the pedaled harp once I've actually like worked out which octave I'm going to play in. So the reason I keep going like, I'm going to change octaves, because when you go low, it gets quite muddy. I don't know if you can hear that, because basically the great thing about my baby harp here is that it plugs in. It's got a pickup, and you can plug it straight into an amplifier or computer or whatever, and it picks it up. But obviously this orchestral harp doesn't have its own inbuilt mic and plug-in system, and I don't have a mic on it, so it's just this mic picking up this harp right now, so you might not be able to hear it quite as clearly. That is something else for me to sort out at some point if we're going to continue this live streaming fun, which I actually really enjoy. So I hope that lockdown doesn't continue for a long time, but even when it's not there around anymore, hopefully we'll still keep live streaming, because it's good, because I can talk a lot more than a real gig and no one can stop me. Or you could go offline, of course, which you're always welcome to do, but yeah, I like being able to talk to you guys. It's fun. And anyway, yeah, at some point I'll get a mic for this harp as well. But yeah, that's the upsides of each. But when I do that middle section in Can't Help Falling in Love with You, C sharp 7, so you'd want to do these. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes, some things are meant to be, but I need to be. That's not right. What did I do? So anyway, that's why I should just practice it first, because the thing about the harp is you have to be always a step ahead with the pedals or the levers. It's not like on the piano where you can just play what note you want to play, or the guitar, just play what you want to play. You have to think ahead and change the pedal before you get there. And then what you might have got from my little harp lesson there was when you do one pedal, when I do this F, make it, oh sorry, it's already F sharp, make it F natural. It's all the Fs. So you have to bear that in mind. You can't have one F sharp, one F natural somewhere else. There we go. Let's see what's going on down here. Threaded pin, bridge pins. Yeah, that sounds a lot more technical and accurate than twisty things. I should not admit this because I am a harpist, but I dread changing harp strings. Dread it, absolutely dread it, because you have to tie a really complicated knot back here for the strings underneath. And my harp bag around. I mean, nobody asked for a harp lesson, did they? Nobody actually wants a harp lesson. I have a little bag for like my strings and pliers and tuney business. Oh, I put it. Do you want to see my harp bag? So this is my Salvi harp bag. This is Salvi harp, and we have lots of spare strings in here, and I'm not sure if I have an old. Oh look, here's an old string. This is me practicing knots. Oh, I think I threw them away, the recent old strings. But basically, oh, there's one. Here you go. So this is the knot that you have to tie at the bottom of your harp string to stop it coming up the top. And it's there's like tons of tension on the harp with these 47, I think there's 47 strings, something like that. And so you have to tie a really secure knot at the bottom with this like thicker bit of string in the middle here. So you have to do that. And then when you wind it through the top here, you have to do this funny things. Oh, it's just very complicated. And yeah, whenever I do it, I'm like, put it through the twisty things. They're their real name. So Els seems to have got the right words for them. Threaded pins, bridge pins. You don't really need to know the names of them if you play the harp. The harp makers need to know the names of them. And then I have my pliers in here, because you have to cut the string at the top with these. I was going to get a spare set of strings for the entire harp, but it's like £350, so I just decided to get spare strings for the top couple of octaves, because they break more easily. And you might see down here, these strings are actually metal. They're made like brass strings. And then they become what they call gut. You can hear the difference in sound. Brass, it's kind of got that metallic-y ring, and then gut. And then these top ones are nylon. So there you go. It's a little harp lesson. My harp bag. And this is the tuning key, and you put it the other side to turn the pegs to tune them. So you turn it tighter, obviously, to sharpen the string, looser to flatten it. So thank you for the nice comments as well about that cover. I don't know if anyone else has a cover request, or if I should quit while I'm not quite ahead, but giving an unintentional harp lesson. I should, maybe I'll just do a bit of, I'm supposed to be promoting my new EP that's just out, Caught in the Dark, because I just, so much went into it, like preparing it, and years went into it, and then it came out, and I just went, oh, it's out now, and then just like, was like, just was like, oh, I want to move on to writing new songs and doing new things, and like, got this big harp out. I was like, oh, I can fall back in love with my Salvi harp, and but I still love you, Harpsicle Harp. Yeah, I just was just like, oh, it's so hard to try and think about marketing and promotion and all that other stuff with the EP, on top of like trying to be creative and worry about income, because all my gigs have been cancelled, but I'm not by any means in the worst situation, so I'm very grateful for that. Right, so because I'm supposed to be promoting my EP, I'll do one of my songs from the EP. I'll try a little bit of Wasteland on this harp. And so this is the harp that I actually recorded Wasteland on. Well, I recorded the main initial bit on piano with Robert doing guitar, and then I added lots of harp parts, and we used these bass strings to be the bass instead of a bass guitar, because you can hear how amazing they are. Like, it's awesome. So just gonna check. Oh, okay, that's good. Elle said play something of mine, so I will. So let's do Wasteland, my first single, first track on the EP. I'm caught in a wasteland. All of the lights can't help me out of the quicksand. Light a fire, light a fire. The precipice calls me, singing my name, but it sounds like a warning. Play it again, and you tried running, you tried hiding, and you tried fighting, you tried lying, and you tried falling, and you tried flying, and you, if I keep time. It's only then it isn't mine. I'm stuck in a sideshow. All of the lights are on a different slideshow. Play it again, and ooh, I tried running and I tried hiding and ooh, I tried fighting and I tried lying and ooh, I tried falling and I tried flying and ooh, if I keep fighting then I'll die trying. If I run, if I hide, it's lonely on the other side. If I run out of time, it's only then it isn't mine. And I've fallen out of line again, and I've fallen out of time again. I fall and I fall again and again. I fall and I fall again. If I run, if I hide, it's lonely on the other side. If I run out of time, it's only then it isn't mine. And I've fallen out of line again, and I've fallen out of time again. Okay, there we go. That was Wasteland. So that is out now on my EP Caught in the Dark. So please do go and have a listen and stream it or download it or whatever your preferred listening platform is. There's a music video on YouTube on my channel, so you can check that out. That we did in my back garden, actually. Filmed it in the back garden with a whole load of smoke grenades, and it was a lot of fun, but it was also quite stressful. And I didn't realize that smoke grenades make your eyes water a lot and like make you cough and stuff. Well, hopefully it was worth it in the end. Cheers, everyone. Bank holiday Monday. Is it a bank holiday? I don't know. It's like hard to keep track of the days at the moment, and also being a musician, bank holidays never meant anything anyway. So I'm never entirely sure. I think it's a bank holiday. So I hope you've had a nice Easter weekend in difficult circumstances. I hope everyone's okay as well. Just gonna check the comments. To look down here to see them. Oh. Thank you, Els. I could play another one. If I'm not boring everyone. I don't know how long I've been online now. 40 minutes. It's like not as bad as our I could go all night, but our herd ones do end up being about 2 hours long, don't they? But we have fun, and we have a lovely crowd of people that are great fun and with us all the way. So that's nice, because it would be nothing without you guys. So somebody mentioned Scarborough Fair. I do have a version of Scarborough Fair somewhere. Not in this room, though, I don't think. Let me just check on my iPad. Obviously, I could sing it, but whether I'd get the chords right if I just guessed them, that's another matter. Okay, it's not on my iPad. I could just get it up on the internet and give it a whirl, if you like. Itchy nose, sorry. There's nothing wrong with me. My nose is just itchy. I always get an itchy nose when I'm nervous. But I think I've like got used to this YouTube live streaming now. I don't think I'm that nervous anymore. Let's see, Scarborough Fair. Scarborough Fair. Of course, the Simon Garfunkel version is one of the most famous. They're epic, they're great. Okay, what key have they got it in here? Not sure I want to do it in A minor. I feel like D minor is more appropriate. Don't know why. I just have a feeling I've done it in D minor before. Let's see. Oh, didn't do all my pedals there. What pedals do we need? Might not need that one. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Buses and Rosemary and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. Okay, I think those chords look alright, don't they? Should we give it a go? I haven't never done this version on the harp, but let's give it a go, shall we? Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. Tell her to make me a cambric shirt. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Without no seams or needlework, then she'll be a true love of mine. Tell her to make me an acre of land. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Between the salt water and the sea strands, then she'll be a true love of mine. Tell her to reap it with... Ooh, I don't know how we fit those words there. I've not done those words before. Let's just end on the... Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. There we go. That was a little jamming it out tester for Scarborough Fair. It's quite fun if you give me suggestions that I don't have, and if I vaguely know them, I'll give it a whirl. If I don't know them at all, I can't really give it a whirl. But I love Scarborough Fair, so that's a great suggestion. Thank you. Just gonna check. Yep, half of those 40 lessons was a harp lesson. Hope you didn't mind. And thank you for the kind comment about Wasteland there on Spotify, iTunes, and everything. And do I use Discord? I do not use Discord. I'm thinking about twitching. the platform, not the verb from my movements. But yeah, the platform Twitch. I have a Twitch account and I haven't streamed yet, so I do want to do that. And I feel like Discord is like slightly connected to Twitch. I'm not totally up on this whole Discord world, so feel free to give me some tips. Should I go on Discord? Should I do Twitch? I am planning to do Twitch. I just need to I just need to do it, really. I thought I'd test YouTube first because I've done Facebook live streams, Instagram, Periscope, and I'd done a YouTube live with Herd last week, but not on my own. So this is my first YouTube live on my own, and so next on the list will be Twitch, and then maybe, I don't know, Discord, something to do with, I don't know, you'll have to explain it to me. I need to look it up. Mike, thank you. I'm glad you liked that version of Scarborough Fair. We'll practice it and do it better next time. Give a twitchy warning, but when I do, okay, I'm not very good at the warnings. I just do the spontaneous things, so that's why we I thought with especially my first YouTube live, I was like, oh, I'm not going to warn anyone in case it all goes terribly wrong. I'll just show up and see how it goes. Do a 5-minute warning on Twitter. But yeah, I'll try and give a warning before my first Twitch. Although I kind of feel like maybe I'll just do it quietly again and just see how it goes. See if I've got it all worked out all right. Els has a Twitch account, but can only see people playing strange games. There are musicians on Twitch. I've watched a few, which is cool. There's not as many as the gamers, but there are musicians who are very good at what they do, like pro streamers. Like Emma McGann is a pro streamer. She's very, very slick. See, I need a studio because this here setup is not the best. But I mean, I was getting very angry the other night about the harp because not you, Harp, but the fact that trying to get a microphone and sing and play the harp at the same time, it just wasn't designed for it, I don't think. Of course, harps are like hundreds of years old. They didn't have microphones when they designed it, and I suppose a lot of people don't sing and play the harp either, but the microphone just keeps getting in your way. Like, you see my arm like keeps hitting it, and I was like, when you just play the guitar, you can just put a microphone in front of you and play the guitar, and it's all grand and easy, but the mic gets in the way here. But so this whole setup here is not the most ideal. One day maybe I'll have my own studio instead of this. Well, I'm very lucky to have this kind of makeshift area to live stream. Right, okay, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to do one more song and then leave you all to your bank holiday Monday evenings and get on with recording a few other bits and pieces that I'm supposed to be doing, including a new cover for this here YouTube channel. I've got it all planned out, so I just need to record it. So I should go do that after playing you one more song. I think one of the reasons I like live streams is because you can't be a perfectionist. You just do it, and that's just how it is. That's in that moment, that's what happens. Whereas when I record stuff, I'm like ridiculously perfectionist, and I do it like if I do like one tiny mistake, I'm like, not good enough, I'm doing it all again, and it takes me ages. Not with everything, but yeah, if I don't know something super well, then I will probably end up doing it loads of times because I'll be like, that's not good enough, and I should just practice, shouldn't I? I do practice. Cheers, everyone. Just gonna test. Oh, I'm gonna give. Oh, guys, I had a fun idea. Well, I know that there's not loads of us here right now because I gave no warning that we were doing this. But I thought it would be fun to do a little mini pub quiz, just like 10 questions or something. Just reading this here. Oh, I've got a comment about Twitch and everything. Twitch is a nice platform to live stream. Discord is to keep it. Oh, I see. Right, that rings a bell. Thank you for explaining that. That does ring a bell, actually. Now you've said that about Discord being the platform to stay in touch with your subscribers and followers and stuff, and for the community. And I have heard that Twitch is a really nice community, and it's a really lovely, vibe there, and everyone's very welcoming and lovely. So I really do want to Twitch. Maybe I should do a Twitch tonight. Oh no, I should finish the recordings first. Oh, my life and my head is just one stream. If I should have done that, I've got to do that. Oh, I haven't done that. Anyway, what's much more fun is a pub quiz. So I love pub quizzes. I'm not particularly good at them, but I just love them because they're good fun. So I thought I would just do a couple of questions, and you don't have to answer in the comments, but if you want to, then I can offer a prize for the person who answers correctly first the most questions. This is going to be hard for me to police, isn't it? I can always go back through the comments. I have a brand new merch store, and you can have 10% off my merch, a 10% off code. If I'm not sure anyone even wants that. You're probably like, we don't want the merch, thank you very much. Anyway, you don't have to use it, but I'll give it to you anyway. That's just an idea I came up with now. So let's just do a few fun questions. Okay. Start with an easy one. In which city would you find the Anne Frank Museum? This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, like fastest finger first. And whilst you're all thinking about that, Mike has asked how long I've been playing the harp. And I think I started when I was about 10 or so. I started piano when I was 8 and harp when I was 10. And if you caught my harp lesson earlier, it helps to play the piano first because you read the music in the same way. Left hand doing the bass, right hand doing the treble, and you read the same. So it helps. Harp is still a different beast, and it's really difficult. So I played the harp for all my teenage years. And then when I went off to uni, I did take the harp with me, but I didn't play it very much because I was singing in the choir, had a choral scholarship, and that was like 5 to 7 nights a week, and it was just so insanely busy with the choir and all the singing I was doing that I didn't play the harp an awful lot. And like I said, I'd been to Glastonbury then, and fallen in love with accompanying myself with songs on the guitar. So the harp fell by the wayside a little bit for a few years, and then I discovered this amazing harpsichord harp, small harp, and it changed everything because I could take it around to gigs. I can't take this. I don't even own a car that fits this harp in it anymore. I'd have to ask my mum if she minds driving me in her Volvo estate somewhere. So this harp mainly just stays at home, but I can go out gigging with my baby harp here. And that changed everything, and that just opened up this whole new world of me playing the harp and then doing harp gigs and harp sessions and doing my songs on harp, and it's amazing. So yes, that's the long answer, how long I've been playing the harp. I did start when I was 10, but I did have quite a long period off in the middle. Okay. Oh, Els wins that question. Amsterdam is correct. That is where the Anne Frank Museum is. And I've never been to Amsterdam. I was actually going to try and go this spring because I always thought you have to go to Amsterdam in the spring. see the tulips. And I always thought you have to go to Boston in the fall to see the autumn leaves. I don't know where I got these things from, but apparently that's what I had in my head. But sadly, yeah, we can't go right now, but hopefully one day again. But I would love to go. Next question. And I won't make them so long in between. Which noble gas has the chemical symbol Xe? Now next, I'm going to write an anagram in the comments. Wait, let me get it right. Okay, just wrote it in the comments there. So there's an anagram, and it's an American actress. So, if anyone can work out the anagram. I should say, I'm not a very good quizmaster, am I? Quizmaster should have repeated the previous question. Which noble gas has the chemical symbol Xe? Oh, Els wins again. Zenon. Very good. This is a good question. Only 2 options. What have I got back here? Train tickets. Are worker ants male or female? Are worker ants male or female? Let's see if anyone knows that. I'll move on to the next question. What is the gift made of on your 5th wedding anniversary? So when you have a 5th, the wedding anniversaries have a different substance material for every year. So what's the 5th wedding anniversary year substance? Wait, how many questions have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, let's just leave it at 5, shall we? I mean, if you want more questions, I've got more. I must admit, I'm nicking this from my local pub quiz, which is brilliant. The Prince of Wales, Gavin does a brilliant pub quiz, and I wrote the questions down and the answers, so I could play later. Yes, Michael is correct. Worker ants are female. And as my mum said, she was actually at the quiz with us that night. She was like, oh, it's got to be female. Females do all the work. No offense. It's a joke. It's a joke. But yes, worker ants are female. And Els got it right. Wood is the gift that you get on a 5th wedding anniversary, which is great knowledge. We got that wrong. We thought it was cotton. We got female right for the ants. We got Amsterdam. We got Zenon. Has anyone got the anagram? It's an American actress. Moody Me as the anagram. And then, yes, that's the only question left that we haven't answered, isn't it? The anagram. Oh, and thank you, Mike, for your comment. Yeah, harpsichord harps are brilliant. And I would encourage everyone who else, if you want to learn to play the harp, go and get a, not go and get, but consider a harpsichord harps, because they are quite affordable as harps go. Certainly more affordable than this one. But harpsichord harps, they start at like a few hundred, which I know is still a lot of money, but yeah, like I say, as harps go, it's quite affordable. And they're just absolutely brilliant, and love it. I love this one. I love the harp. So I'm glad that you guys do. Oh, Michael's got the anagram. Well done. It is Demi Moore. Good work. We did get that one correct at the time, but I don't think it was me that got it correct. I can't remember, but it's rarely me that gets the answers. I have a fighting chance with like music, arts and culture. but definitely don't get the sports questions. I think I have a passing interest in football, but that doesn't mean I get the questions right. I'm just seeing if there's anything, like a one bonus question that would be fun. Ooh, this is kind of fun. I got this one right. So, I mean, if you know this, then it's quite a broad. You probably get it right too. Name any year in the life of Charles Dickens. Any year. So, like I say, it's a broad scope there. If you know when Charles Dickens lived, this is an easy question. If you don't, it's hard. I just stated the biggest fact ever, haven't I? If you know the answer, it's easy. If you don't know the answer, it's hard. Els, I would do Skype harp lessons. Yes, I have taught harp before. There's not as much demand for harp lessons as there is for piano and singing lessons. So I've not had as many harp pupils in my life as I have piano, singing, and music theory, but I absolutely would do harp lesson. So get in touch if you want a harp lesson. And if anyone wants to learn music theory, I love music theory and I love teaching it. So I would happily talk about doing Skype music theory lessons. I love music theory so much. I mean, I did do a music degree, so it's a good job. I loved it. But yeah, there's not as much call for music theory lessons. No, there is amongst the youth, because a lot of the youth that are doing their music exams, they have to pass grade 5 music theory before they can move on to the higher grades, 6, 7, and 8. So they have to do music theory. So I think brilliant. When I get a pupil that's like moving on to the higher grades, I'm like, yes, we get to do music theory. Woo, woo, woo. And I like to think usually they end up loving it too, because once you kind of get into it, it's so exciting. It's just brilliant. It's just this whole world opens up of you're just like, wow, okay, I can understand it all, and that's why the chords work like this, and the circle of fifths and the diatonic system, and it's just so exciting. And then there's things like you learn about the modes, and then you can be like, wow, Fauré was a genius because he wrote a song called Lydia, and in his opening line of Lydia, it goes, because it's in F major. Lydia, sulle rose giù. And it has this, what we call the Lydian fourth, which is the raised fourth, also known as the Diabolo and Musica, and that's the Lydian fourth, and the song's about Lydia. So it's just like, wow, you just understand that song on a whole different level when you understand the theory behind it. Likewise, if we're talking about that Lydian fourth, which also known as a diminished fifth or an augmented fourth, occurs throughout West Side Story, because they used to call it the devil in music, because if you know about the circle of fifths, say if we're in C major, C and F sharp, which is the augmented fourth, are as far away from each other as it's possible to be in the relation of keys in music, and so they're like so far away from each other. It was like a cardinal sin in music. You mustn't have the augmented fourth, the devil in music. So it's always retained that status of like whole different world, completely different world. And so throughout West Side Story, Maria, da, 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 that's an augmented fourth, because they're from different worlds, and it's never going to work. They're from different worlds, and they never work together, and we all know what happens. So that was Bernstein, the genius of Bernstein, to employ that interval throughout it, not just in Maria, but you hear it occurring throughout the score. And again, so I just love it, because then you understand about theory, and you're just like, wow, I can appreciate this on a whole other level now, how the story is like being translated into the music, and then there's this whole subconscious level going on that probably, even if you don't know about it, you're picking up on it, because music theory, a lot of it is based on like the music of the spheres, which is the frequencies of music. And you know, the reason that the fifth is the most closely related to the tonic is it's the next harmonic you hear when you sound a note. We're hearing within that note, we're hearing this note and this note. So we get the octave, the same note, both reds, they're both Cs, and then we also get the G. And then, so the furthest one away is the augmented fourth. So we are appreciating it on a subconscious level, but when you can understand it too, it's super exciting. So I could go on for hours. That's why I like music theory. Right, let's have a look at the answers to the question. Name any year in the life of Charles Dickens. I would be a terrible pub quiz master. Just go off on tangents. 1815 is correct. 1880, not quite, I'm afraid. So Dickens was born 1812 and died in 1870. So you were close, because, 19th century, correct. And I think someone in our team wanted to say 1890, but I was like, I think I'm going to go for 1850. So I went for like a solid middle one. I was very proud of myself because I didn't actually know, but I was just like, feel it's around then. Let's see. So Els has written about a GCSE music class. Music theory is like learning a different language. Yes. And your music teacher shouldn't have disliked you. You don't have to learn music theory at all. Like I happen to love it and enjoy it because it is this different language, and like I say, I feel like it opens up this whole world of understanding. And just like when you learn a new language, basically you're opening a door to a new world. And if you can read music, that it is a language. And I try and say that to my pupils, or I don't teach much anymore, pupil. But I say, if you just commit to learning how to read music, it's a whole new language you can speak. And it's super exciting because there's a whole world out there. But you definitely don't need to read music to do music at all. And that's the other brilliant thing about music. You don't have to read it. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to understand it to like it or enjoy it either. It's just this whole other transcendental level. And that's amazing. You don't have to understand it. But if you want to, it can bring a lot of joy. And it can bring a lot of joy either way. So, yes. Yes, Els scraped in with 1815. Yes, he was 3 at that time. So I think Els wins. But I think Els has already had the 10% discount from my merch store because of something else. I have to think of another prize for you, Els. And also I should share the link to my merch store in case anyone wants to buy merch. I just feel a bit self-conscious about the idea of merch. Like, is anyone really going to want that? I'm just going to put this up a bit because, oh gosh, I hope that didn't make a massive noise for you. Sorry, didn't think that through. Right, I said I was going to do one more song, and then I whittled on with a pub quiz and a music theory lesson, and I will do one more song and then leave you to it. I'm just going to read this last comment. Okay. Yes, you need to have a kind of basic theory knowledge to do the GCSE. But you can get that theoretical knowledge through working through the music. I think the music theory grades here in the UK, ABRSM is one of the examination boards that do music exams, and they have the grades, grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think they do work through it like very well, kind of building on understanding with every grade. If you want theory lessons, Els, I will happily give them because you can see how excited it makes me. But like I say, you don't need them. You don't, especially for like guitar and ukulele and stuff, because you can so easily play the chords and it sounds great. Like with harp music, it's pretty much always written out fully. So in the classical world. But again, if you learn how to do the chords on the harp, then you wouldn't necessarily need to read music. Right, whittering again. Let's do what would you rather, you guys? We can either do Our Love Is or Carry Me Home. I feel like I might do Our Love Is because the harp is in that key at the moment, and for it to be super in tune in the other key, I'd retune it all. It's like the time delay where I would ask a question. And then, of course, you watch me drink my beer, and that's a real Deb moment for you guys. Sorry. Right, okay. Our Lovers, here we go. This was my 4th single. Out now on Spotify, iTunes, and on my EP, etc., etc. Here we go. Time before I knew you, it's time I didn't know how you could make the time stand still and never let it go. Suddenly out of the dark and out of the crowd, suddenly out of a spark. I didn't know how, it seemed as if the hour one, sent from beyond the skies, which scattered from above the sunlight of paradise. For our love is a firmament of light, you know. Our love is more boundless than the depths of night, and our love is where I'll lay me down to stay, because our love is purer than the day. Sing to me more. Our love is strong, our love is sure. Sing to me more. Our love is strong, our love is sure. Time before I knew you was time I couldn't see how dark could make a brighter light yet to be. Suddenly out of the dark and out of the crowd, suddenly out of a spark. I didn't know how, it seemed as if the hour one, sent from beyond the skies, which scattered from above the sunlight of paradise. For our love is a firmament of light, you know. Our love is more boundless than the depths of night, and our love is where I'll lay me down to stay, because our love is purer than the day. My phone just did something funny. I'm not sure if it's still working. Let's assume it's still working. Sing to me more. Our love is strong, our love is sure. Sing to me more. Our love is strong, our love is sure. Sing to me. Ooh, sing to me. It seemed as if the hour one, sent from beyond the skies, which scattered from above the sunlight of paradise. I hope this is still working. For our love is a firmament of light, you know. Our love is more boundless than the depths of night, and our love is where I'll lay me down to stay, because our love is purer than the day. Sing to me more. Our love is strong, our love is sure. Sing to me more. Our love is strong, our love is sure. But our love is a firmament of light, you know. Our love is more boundless than the night. working. Basically, somebody just called me and I'm using my phone as a camera right now for this live stream. And then I was just like, has it stopped the live stream? Is it still working? Did it go blank for a bit? I don't know what happened. I don't know, but I think I'm still here. So sorry about that. Thank you very much, Mike. Oh, I'm glad you love it. Yep, that's one of my songs. It's on my EP that's just come out last week, Caught in the Dark. It's on Spotify, iTunes, all the places, and soon to be Bandcamp. I'm terrible. I keep saying it's going to be available on Bandcamp, and I've just seen that Andrew Turner has commented, and Andrew keeps rightly bugging me to put it on Bandcamp. It's because it's like you have to like do a much extended process to put stuff on Bandcamp, and I keep like starting the process and then being like not finishing the process. And also I have to decide what to do about the fact that I will have physical CDs soon, but I don't have them right now. So I was trying to like make the choice about whether I make the physical CDs available now and say, you know, you can order it now, but it's not, I can't guarantee when it's going to get to you, because the factory that has my order for the CDs was closed for a few weeks because of lockdown, and I actually need to check in with them because it probably has been 3 weeks since they told me they were closing for 3 weeks, and check the status of the order. But because of us not knowing this situation right now, and every day is different, I'm not sure when they'll be available. So I was like, oh, I don't know, do I make them available on Bandcamp? But then I have to make it clear that I can't guarantee when they're going to arrive, because I don't know. It's not in my power. The order is with the printing company, but the duplication company, but I have no idea when they're going to get here, and therefore when I can post them out to everyone. So choices. I need a business affairs assistant. Yes, I definitely do. If you're offering, Andrew, then that would be so great, because I just feel overwhelmed all the time with everything there is to do. And all I really want to do is play the harp and sing and write music, but and do live streams, because I'm playing the harp, and chatting. Chatting is my other fun activity to do. All this other stuff, I do enjoy learning about it. I really do. I feel glad when I've learned about something, but trying to fit in the time to do everything and to think about promotion, marketing, PR, press, algorithms, streaming, statistics, all these things. It's just like, yes. So if anyone's offering to be my business affairs assistant, I will take you up on that offer. Yes, to do all my paperwork, registrations, uploads. Yep, that'll be grand. It'll be really grand. So, yep, I think I'm gonna sign off, because I have been here 1 hour and 20 minutes, which has felt like, 10 minutes to me, but might have felt a little longer to everyone else. I don't know. Thank you for sticking with me, guys, and for being a lovely audience, because like I said, didn't tell anyone I was going to do this, so it's nice to have anyone here at all, because you're supposed to advertise live streams before you do them, so people know to go and check it out. Or, which brings me neatly on to the point that I am prone to spontaneous live streams. And so if you hit, first of all, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and second of all, notifications, then you get a notification when I go live. So if you're free, you can hop on over. No warning necessary, just in the moment. And knowing me and what I'm like, that is probably for the best, because I much prefer doing things spontaneously. One of my best friends one of my oldest friends from school, Jenna, I owe her a phone call, because I've been always like right in the middle of something when she's called, like recording or whatever. But she used to be like, oh, what are you going to be doing next Tuesday? And I'd be like, I don't know. I'm going to see which way the wind blows. I don't like planning. Obviously, life dictates we must plan, and I do plan. But my preferred mode of being is spontaneity with just a little bit of crucial planning, but largely spontaneity. I went to America last year and the year before, and did have like the gigs booked and everything. Still didn't book my flight till like the day before, I think. But hey, it all worked out great in the end. So, it's all good. And right now, I'm very glad I didn't book any flights months in advance, because now they're all, I don't know, I hope people are getting refunds and stuff, but that's just another thing to deal with. So spontaneity can be good. Not just a massive life fail. Okay, just reading the last few comments. Andrew, have you been here all the time? You've been very quiet. You guys are very kind. Thank you for saying it seemed shorter than that. And also sorry that I have to lean down to read the comments because my laptop is down here on a low table. So I need to get a higher table so that I could look at it at eye level. It's this big harp does not give a great working area for anything. Like I had it all set up with my keyboard there. You can't see my keyboard right there. And then it's quite handy because I can put the laptop on the keyboard, all golden. But yeah, this big harp makes things a little bit more difficult, but I hope we all agree it's worth it. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry that you had flights to Japan booked. That must be really disappointing that you couldn't go. But I'm glad you got your money back. That's really good. I love Martin Lewis, money saving expert, because I was watching his show where he said that you should be able to get your money back. So I'm glad you did. I always turn to Martin Lewis. Question about anything? Go to Martin Lewis. Andrew's been playing Monopoly, nearly killed the kids. I'm not very good at Monopoly. I don't think I haven't played it in years, but I'm always just like, oh, don't worry, you don't have to pay your rent. Like, just do it next time. I'm not particularly competitive when it comes to board games. I love them, but I'm just in it for a good time. I don't really, and the bants, I don't really mind about who wins and loses. We started playing Carcassonne. It's a board game, but it's also on the phone. And I didn't like it to begin with because it's quite like involved, and I was a bit like, ugh, can't be bothered to like work all this out. But then now that I get it, it's quite fun. So recommend Carcassonne. Strategy games, not really my forte, if anyone's guessed. I just rather just be like, oh, let's just see what happens. Right. Your sister loves Martin Lewis. Well, another tangent. It was years ago now. I went to Staples and I was trying to buy a printer or something. So I was in there a while because I'm indecisive. And also I was looking at other things. I was like, oh, I could get a storage box too. And I should test the office chairs while I'm there. Oh, and I should probably get some folders. Anyway, so I was there for more than 90 minutes. So I got a parking ticket, but one that comes later because there are those cameras in the car park. And I was like, what? That's so unfair. I was in your store spending money and you giving me a £90 parking ticket? Like, I wasn't doing anything else. I was just spending a long time in Staples. And then I went a week later and did the same thing because the parking tickets didn't come for like 3 weeks afterwards. So I didn't know that I'd got a parking ticket the first time. But it's not a PCN. You see, a PCN is council issued. It was a private company running this car parking at Staples. And so I ended up with £180 to £90 fines. And I was like, what? that's so unfair. We're spending money at Staples. And I got £180 fine. So I went on Martin Lewis, moneysavingexpert.com, and he was like, some article there said that it's actually illegal what they were doing, the private parking firms. And so you could just write back and say, I'm not going to be paying these fines. So I did, and I never heard from them again. And I was just like, oh, thanks to Martin Lewis, I just saved myself £180. Because I bet so many people just pay those fines thinking that they're PCNs from the council and not wanting to have to go to court or get a bigger fine and everything. But I'm not saying get a parking fine, but I do think that was really unfair. I was in their shop spending money. Apparently they don't want me to spend money at their shop. I don't think I've been to Staples since. Anyway, that was all thanks to Martin Lewis, Money Saving Expert. So I wonder if I could get a sponsorship from Martin Lewis. Anyway, well, I keep threatening to leave and then I don't leave. So, I'm glad you liked the Staples story. Martin Lewis for PM. Do you know what? I think I might vote for him. I don't know. I'd have to look at his policies first. Well, obviously, I'd look at his policies first. But I very much like his money-saving advice. So that's a good start. He seems to be for everyone. Like, trying to help everyone. So that's a good start. Anyway, I'm going to give you a harp gliss. Thank you so much for watching and keeping me company for an hour and a half here on my first YouTube live stream. And I will be twitching at some point. Probably not tonight, because like I say, I'm supposed to be recording this other stuff I'm supposed to be doing. And some point this week. I know, somebody else should give me a time and a date to do a Twitch, and then I have to be held accountable, and I might do it. So, I mean, I will do it anyway, but this way some people might get warning. I don't know. I will be back. So, subscribe on all the channels. Go check out my EP, Caught in the Dark. And I'll put a link to the brand new merch store in my description. And thank you so much. I need to work out in the live stream now. Okay, I found the button. So thank you, everyone. I'll give you a cheers. My last bit of beer. Wow, this is probably more than one sip. I'm not going to down it because I think that's a waste of beer. So I'll do one more sip. Happy Bank Holiday Monday, everyone. Hope you're all safe and well in this very trying time. Thank you for helping me to distract myself for a bit. Hope it distracted you too. Bye. Oh, see you maybe tomorrow. Herd Collective YouTube page and Facebook page for our Herd Collective stream. Myself, Daisy Chute and Charlotte Campbell. That should be fun. So come and join us then, and join in with the chat if you want, or just watch quietly. Hopefully we'll keep you not bored but entertained. Right. Bye everyone.